Have you ever had one of those days that should feel amazing, but somewhere along the way it just falls apart? You start with good intentions, your coffee in hand, list ready, and the best of plans. Yet, setting daily intentions for busy moms can feel like a distant dream when everything starts to slip. The energy, the optimism, gone. I get it. It happened to me just this week. But what if I told you that one small shift could change everything? Not by forcing a perfect day, because real life doesn't work like that, but by planting the seed for how you want your day to feel before the world starts shouting at you. Today I'm sharing a simple practice that's not fluffy and not futile. It's rooted in neuroscience, mindfulness, and your own inner strength. It's powerful, it's doable, and it just might be the secret you've been missing. Find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/59. You're listening to Inspired Mom MDs with host Cindy Van Prague, helping physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they thrive in private practice and at home. Hi there, and thank you so much for joining me today. Have you ever had one of those days that starts out with so much potential, but somewhere along the way it goes haywire? I'll tell you what happened to me and see if this resonates with you. This week started off pretty great. I had a few days without scheduled anesthesia cases, so I had this freedom to sip coffee and work in my little office, which honestly feels luxurious at times, like right now. I usually have a long list of to-dos that fill my day, and one or two that always seem to struggle behind. Well, on Monday and Tuesday this week, I tackled those stragglers, and I felt so productive. Everything was falling in place, and my happiness index just soared. At the end of the second day of this productivity high, I reflected that, yes, this streak would probably end, and that every day cannot be so rewarding. And statistically, I knew that a slow day would come, just not so soon. Wednesday arrived with the same basic ingredients. It was a non-work day, full night's sleep, coffee in my hand, but it was different. It was off. My meditation that morning was meh, and I turned on my computer, and then I was drawn into this rabbit hole of thoughts over a deep-set self-critical belief that I will forever need to work on, but it's so much better now than years ago. Anyway, I was sucked into analyzing my thoughts about this self-criticism, and it took time to allow myself to experience my feelings with some self-compassion. It also took time to reprocess those thoughts with wisdom once that gut punch feeling subsided. Later in the day, I was filled with self-reassurance at how normal the whole morning was because, hey, I'm just human. I finished that day so much more content than it started, even when I had multiple empty checkboxes on my calendar. But that didn't matter because it's the average of all the days that matter, right? Each day is a little swing up or down from the previous one. No big deal. The reason for sharing my vulnerable Wednesday is to talk about my Thursday. Today is this Thursday, and during my short meditation, I circled back to a practice that is so powerful, I wondered why I don't use it every day. That is the practice of setting an intention for the day. This is not woo-woo stuff. This is setting your brain for a positive mindset to tackle the day. My intention today? Today, say no to the things that drain me. That's it. I intend to avoid those thoughts and habits that drag down my spirit by inviting self-criticism and sapping my optimism. Setting this morning intention is not a futile exercise. You are taking control of the day before it starts, before the problems come flying at you or inner critical words creep in your thoughts. It only takes a small step of picking an intention to take control. It's about deciding how you want to show up, no matter what the day throws at you. If you don't pause and claim the energy you want to bring, the world will decide it for you. It isn't just some fluffy ritual, but a strategic move rooted in neuroscience and mindfulness. Intentions work because they follow certain laws, like neuroscience. Choosing a path for your day requires conscious thought, and that activates your prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for planning and self-regulation. This is key because firing up this area helps you override automatic and reactive patterns. Intentional focus improves that top-down control over behavior. A second really cool area in the brain that's activated when you set a goal for the day is the reticular activating system. That area influences attention and perception. This means that simply thinking about how I want to say no to those thoughts that drain my energy, when I thought that, it helped subconsciously guide my actions. The reticular activating system primed my perception. Now, mindfulness is about paying deliberate attention to the present thoughts and feelings without judging yourself. When you set an intention in the morning, you're pausing to consciously decide how you want to show up. So, an intention practice is mindfulness. But it's mindfulness with a forward motion. It's mindful direction, you could say, not just a mindful observation. So today I reflected on yesterday, which was my most recent off-kilter day, and I silently vowed not to let myself get derailed by the things that affected me yesterday. They drained my energy and my creativity, and they took away my usual sense of positivity and optimism. What have you learned from your off-kilter days? What works for you to get past them? This can take a little reflection to see the patterns. For me, today was easy because I just processed everything that happened 24 hours ago. But what is it you want? Setting daily intentions for busy moms can help you clarify what you truly want for today. What do you yearn for? What are your goals? Mine today was simple. Say no to what drains my energy, like listening to my inner critic. How about an intention to feel stronger? Well, now what? What do you do with that? That's a pretty high-level request of yourself. Just feel stronger. So narrow it down to something specific that will help you feel stronger. Maybe it's to move 10 minutes more than usual, like finding an excuse to go up and down the stairs a few extra times. Or sometimes what I do is challenge myself to a plank, see how long I can last, and then I try it again the next day, and then the next. And before long, the seconds do go up. But pick something that makes you feel like a rock star. Like, I like doing planks and going upstairs. You might hate them. Would seeing more biceps definition be incredible? Yeah, it would for me. Or maybe squatting down without struggling to get back up or making that groaning noise. I think you get the idea. So find a small action in your intention to make it happen. My high-level intention is to avoid things that drain me. But how? What's my action? My action is to say no. That is a small step that leads me towards a valuable gift for myself. Here are some open-ended questions to get you thinking about what would feel amazing for you today. They're starter intentions, if you will, that you can tweak and then add on your own little action step. How do I want to feel at the end of today? What matters most to me right now, and how can I honor that? What do I need to let go of today to move more freely? What do I want to remember no matter what unfolds today? What kind of energy do I want to bring into my day? Now, how do you lock in your morning intention so it stays with you? Put it into words. Say it to yourself out loud or in your head a few times, or write it down and commit to it. You may need to repeat this to yourself as the day progresses, and you'll probably forget it at times too, and that's okay. Repeat your mantra the next time. Practice setting and following intentions is an evolving process. No one reaches perfection, and that's okay. Perfection is not needed to change your life. Any progress towards your positive intention for yourself is not only a win, but it will build on itself with confidence and habit formation as time goes on. So let's bring this all full circle. We've all had days that veer off course. Even the best setup doesn't seem to protect us from energy dips or old self-critical thought patterns. The key isn't in preventing those days, it's learning how to show up for yourself anyway. Today you heard how a simple morning intention can change everything. We talked about how setting an intention isn't just a feel-good ritual, it's a strategic move backed by neuroscience and mindfulness. Those prime your brain to show up how you truly want to. You learned how to pick an intention by reflecting on what you need most right now. And I walked through simple ways to anchor your intention by saying it out loud, writing it down, circling back to it with compassion when things go off the rails. Setting daily intentions for busy moms isn't about adding one more thing to your plate. It's about giving yourself a simple yet powerful tool to make each day intentional. Remember, this is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up for yourself one small choice at a time. You are not at the mercy of your day. You get to decide how you move through it. You can take control of it. Even on the hard days, even when it feels like you go 2 steps forward and 1 step back, you are building something. You are building resilience and self-trust and the energy to keep going after the life that you want. And that starts with one small intention every morning. You've got this. Don't forget to join me next week for another dose of support and inspiration. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of those who matter most. It's time to take control and thrive. Just a quick reminder, this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only, and it isn't a substitute for medical advice or care. I'm a board-certified physician, but this content isn't connected to my clinical practice, and no doctor-patient relationship is formed here. Please always talk to your own healthcare professional about any mental or physical health concerns. As always, take what helps and leave the rest. Please see inspiredmommds.com for full disclaimer. Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Mom MDs. Please share with other physician moms and leave a review if you found value from this podcast.